Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Podcast number 3.
Number 3.
What up, fam?
What up, fam? The BCTC fam. Be creative, think creative. See how I made that an acronym?
Yeah, let's not use that, though.
Three, two.
How you been?
So I'm going to start this podcast out by giving Mark so much crap. Because if you listen to the last podcast, I told him by that time 5 times now.
Yeah, it's been what, a month?
Yeah, I think it's been a little bit more than that.
Yeah, but we'll go with a month.
Yeah, but it's not reality though.
Just get it, all right.
Okay,
Yell at me and get it over.
So I've been telling Mark to watch The Florida Project.
Yeah.
And his excuse the last time we talked about this was that like, oh, I don't have my wife's Netflix password.
Yeah, my wife has the Netflix password saved on
and
her.
I put my password in. Your computer currently has my Netflix login.
Yep.
Currently.
Yep.
And I asked you this morning before we started this podcast, hey, did you finally watch The Florida Project? And what was your answer?
And my answer was no. No, I haven't. But I do have a good excuse.
Do you?
I forgot to tell you this morning.
Okay.
But it's exciting. This is world premiere stuff right here.
World premiere.
So,
okay.
A few months ago, I saw like an advert from HBO asking for extras for a show. I don't think I've ever told you this.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I'm in season 1, episode 3 of the HBO series The Plot Against America. So we've been watching that. I saw my scene last night.
The Plot Against America.
Ah, see? Yeah. So
what?
I know, right? I totally forgot to like mention it. So I just threw off our entire topic.
Are you bullshitting me?
I mean, I'm an extra, so like I play a British soldier.
What?
But I'm on camera for like five seconds, man.
How did you?
Killing it.
How did that work though?
I saw like an ad on Facebook from like a local casting agency. They were looking for extras.
Right.
They were like, "Come on in," because it's set in like the 1940s. It's an alternate depiction of history if Charles Lindbergh beat FDR for the presidency.
Oh, okay.
And Lindbergh is a fascist. It's very like apropos.
Mm-hmm.
But like basically, it goes around like a Jewish family in the United States in the 40s who are afraid that now that Lindbergh is president, like they're all fleeing to Canada. So this character crosses the border and joins the Canadian Army. And there's one scene that was filmed in Baltimore down by the ship docks.
How is that working with like? Because isn't the city just now going into phase 1?
Oh, this was like months ago.
Okay.
This was way before coronavirus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was wondering, wait, how did you do this?
No. This
during
was,
okay. So this was a while ago.
I think I undershot the time frame. It was probably. When was it? It was like last summer, I think. So
okay.
9-10 months ago. They made us sign a pretty intense non-disclosure. Like apparently HBO has really good lawyers. Who would have known? You know? But that's that's why. Because it just came out and we've been watching that instead. And so season 1, episode 3 at like 43 minutes. Like 5 seconds of camera time on HBO. Killing it. New career. I'm out.
Mark quit his second job.
But that's my excuse. It's not a very good excuse, but that's why.
So basically what you're gonna I was so ready to just like
I know
lecture you like a parent that's just so disappointed in their child.
I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed.
Right.
Yeah,
right. I'm not. That's where I'm at right now. I'm not mad, but I'm disappointed.
But now
you have my Netflix password. Watch The Florida Project.
Yeah, I will.
So we can talk about it on this podcast.
Next podcast, I promise, we can talk about it. The Florida Project.
Pinky swear that.
I'm not going to do that.
Please pinky swear that. That means you're not going to watch it
No,
before
no,
the next podcast.
I will watch it. I will watch it. I'll
If
tell
you
you, I'm
don't-
not going to pinky swear. It's 1,000 degrees up here. I don't think my pinky has ever been sweatier.
So you basically just spared me from a sweaty pinky.
Mm-hmm.
That's
it.
I'm going to edit that out.
that can come up. But I'll edit it out. But we can coronavirus pinky swear also is the reason why we shouldn't pinky swear.
Very true.
Yeah, we're
Very
still
true.
doing our part.
We're still doing our part,
So-
yeah. So,
I promise.
be better. Otherwise,
I will.
I'm
I
gonna
will be better. I'll be better.
Be better.
I promise.
Be
I will
better.
watch it this week and next Wednesday on our podcast we can talk about it.
Cool. So this is something I'm really excited about. So there's a little bit of a story behind this. My AirPods, unfortunately,
Yeah.
went through the wash. I couldn't find them for like a solid week.
Yeah.
And then I did some laundry, and I'm just like thinking to myself, I didn't check all the shorts. And I was just like, they're
Right.
probably not in there. They're probably my cats got to them or playing around with it. I'll find them. And then when my washing machine was doing its cycle, I just hear,
It's louder than normal.
and on my phone I keep seeing AirPods connected, disconnected,
Oh,
connected,
no.
disconnected. I'm like, no. I was just like, this blows. And I'm like,
Found him.
yeah. And when I threw it in the dryer, I just found the one AirPod, and then I found the other AirPod, and then I found the case, and I'm just like, it was bound to happen. I was doing so good with it too, because everyone's afraid of either losing their AirPods or accidentally putting them in the wash. I was like, nope, I'm gonna be super good with these.
Right.
And then
You did both.
I did both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you've been talking about getting the AirPods
I have.
Pro for a long time.
I have.
So
that was just kind of the
yeah, it was like
was it the thing that
catalyst?
what?
That's what it would be. It's like the catalyst to you making the
Or
thing that pushed you off
or
to make the new.
I was thinking what broke the camel's back.
Oh, the straw.
Right.
Straw, right?
I think.
Somebody will tell us.
Somebody will.
I think it's the straw that broke the camel's back.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I ordered them yesterday, and they should be coming in the mail today. Which these AirPods are basically what I think the original should have been.
Okay.
I think they should have been smaller, because even though they're so common in our culture now, they still look kind of strange to me. The Pros are a little bit smaller, so they don't stick out and not as obvious. And
what's in that? Like, is it the antenna? Like, why do they? Because Sony makes in-ear buds that don't have that weird little thing.
yeah,
A lot of companies make
I think what it
wireless
is.
headphones.
I think what it is pretty sure it's the little part with the microphone on it.
So that could be why, like,
Why
if
it
you use
sticks
them-
out so much.
Yeah, and if you use them for phone calls, like the sound quality on a phone call is actually really good.
Yeah.
It's because
yeah.
probably it's a little bit closer to your mouth, but they do. I mean, I put off buying them for the longest time because I just couldn't stand the way they looked, you know?
Yeah, it's a very interesting
Yeah.
look for sure.
I
Like
s-
I think when they first came out, they somebody said they looked like the little electric toothbrush
Oh, yeah.
heads that you just
That's
stick in your
true.
ear.
I mean,
I think
dude, Apple's website is the best at branding.
They-
They've really figured it out.
they really know how to put together a website for sure.
Yeah.
Let's see. What was when you're talking? It's not saying.
I think you're right, though.
I think it's the microphone.
Yeah.
I really do believe it's the microphone. But you know, it's the same deal with the Pros. Like, look how much smaller.
They
that
look like they
looks.
just fit your ear better, too, because of the way they're angled.
Yeah, and not only that, they come with different size tips.
Oh, yeah?
So you can pick out the tips that actually fit your ears a lot better.
I still have the version 1. I may need to upgrade.
Yeah, that was where my original AirPods.
Yeah. I may need to upgrade.
And plus, you and I are like music guys.
Yeah.
Like, we love good audio, and I actually got to try out the AirPods Pro like a while back.
Nice.
And, whew, it's good.
I've only heard
really
good, like surprisingly good things about the audio quality.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, if you've listened to podcast 1 or 2 where we talked about like how we met, you know, playing in a band together before this, it was all audio. All we were doing was listening to like isolation tracks and making sure when we were recording stuff, making sure it sounded good. And we always had these massive like over the ear, and I still do have like Sony isolation headphones for when I travel and like and stuff. But this stuff for just the AirPods Pro seemed like the perfect, because they have the ambient noise feature too, right?
Yeah.
So you're walking around the city, you're not worried about getting run over by a car, but also like you don't have to talk to anybody if you don't want to.
Exactly.
And they block out.
What's cool is that like with the little tip, you can get the different size these tips. Because that was a big complaint with the last one, was that some people really liked them, but it just didn't fit their ears most of the time. But this kind of solves that problem with an extra $100 price tag.
It better.
Of course. Okay, yeah, so you see this little tip right here?
Yeah.
Like, you can actually activate the noise cancellation simply just by squeezing it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so you don't have to go to your phone or anything like that. And this is showing how it works because it has an outward-facing microphone that detects the external sound, and then I think what it ends up doing is, there we go. Yeah, counter it with anti-noise.
Yeah, so it's that opposing frequency, I guess. It just kind of flattens that wave out.
I want to see if I can record a podcast with those. If the microphone
using that?
Yeah.
Well, what did you use the first one? Wired, right?
Yeah, I just used wired headphones because I couldn't find my AirPods.
That's true. That's a pretty good circle. The only thing that I've experienced, especially when working with like recording software and my AirPods, is for some reason, like I use Pro Tools.
Yeah.
Pro Tools for some reason doesn't recognize Bluetooth. And I don't know if it's something that I'm doing, and I'm sure that if I'm wrong, like somebody will tell me I'm just being an idiot. But I'll put my AirPods in to try to mix something if I'm on the road or something, and it just won't recognize it. I always have to use wired headphones with Pro Tools.
I think what it is, because we kind of run into the same issue with Premiere. Right. Is I think you have to manually select what headphones you want to use, or if you're using your laptop speakers, or if you're using external headphones, I think you have to manually select
as the output device.
Yeah.
So even if it connects via Bluetooth, it's still not going to recognize that.
Right.
That could be it. That would be a simple fix, hopefully.
Speaking of music software, so I have a friend that just got his first MacBook Pro,
nice.
Which he is super excited about.
I bet.
Because he wanted to learn how to use GarageBand. And that kind of made me kind of think to myself, well, I kind of miss making music and things like that. Why don't I dive into this for a little bit?
Yeah.
Now, since I have very little experience of like actually using like a DAW and stuff like that, do you think I should start out with GarageBand? Or do you think I would be okay with using something like Logic or Pro Tools?
Yeah, so that's a great question. I've always been on Pro Tools.
Okay.
Only because it's the industry standard. I mean, people use Logic, like there's nothing wrong with that. People use Ableton Live. There's a bunch of different DAWs that you can choose from. Most of the time, if you go to a recording studio, they're in Pro Tools.
Okay.
So for me, it was just easier to dive in because I knew I would be taking sessions from my house, like demos, and then it's just easy to take a Pro Tools session from your house, load it in a Pro Tools sessions in a recording studio. There's no like conversion, right?
Right.
But we used to use it for my day job, I guess. We used to use that to record our podcast. We recorded it in the GarageBand. It was super easy to export podcasts. So, but if you really want to get into like recording and you know you're going to take that session to a studio and maybe like fix it up a little bit.
Okay.
I would invest in Pro Tools. It's more expensive. Obviously, GarageBand comes with your computer. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but I just think it depends on how far you want to take it.
Right.
Right. I mean, it's something we talked about when I did my review of the M50 on YouTube. It's a great camera. Like we're filming on yours today, the 6D, but M50 is a great camera. Depends on how far you want to go. Like for me, I said I know that like in a year I'll probably upgrade.
Yeah.
Because I just want something that has more capabilities. Same thing I think with GarageBand.
Right.
If you know that you're going to take it and mix in the studio, I would just invest in Pro Tools and learn that. That way you're not learning two systems. But if you're just messing at home with your guitar, maybe guitar vocals, I think GarageBand is a great program for that. Okay. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Logic has always been really foreign to me. Our keyboard player in Fives that used Logic, and bouncing his Logic sessions over to my Pro Tools sessions so that we can remotely work together was just a pain in the butt. And then again, they'd all have to be exported into Pro Tools so that we can get them to our producer in the studio.
Right.
So it all depends on what you're going to do. But I think guitar vocals like GarageBand it's awesome for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it kind of just depends. So basically what I need to do is figure out what I want to use it for. Speaking of your M50 video, that was your first video that you put together by yourself.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it?
I thought it went okay. Man, it's super hot up here.
I know. Sorry about that, guys. It's all my fault.
You are wearing short shorts today.
Yep.
The video, I thought it went well. It was fun, like shooting the B-roll and putting all the edits together and condensing probably 30 or 40 minutes of film into a 12-minute video. That was fun. I'm still learning. The color grading side of things is hard for me still. Making it look relatively natural was the hardest part. That probably took the longest. But I don't think I told you this. I had everything in Premiere, and then I took the files off of my desktop and put them in my trash can and emptied the trash. Because thinking that I had everything saved on my hard drive, which is something we talked about.
Right.
I had them saved on the hard drive, but I loaded them into Premiere from my desktop. So I moved all the files into the trash, and then opened up Premiere the next day. Everything was gone. So then I had to go and find them all in the hard drive.
As soon as you move something, it's gonna be like, well, this is gone.
Yeah.
See ya.
So that's putting the video together by myself, like color grading and then being an idiot and deleting the files off my desktop were the two setbacks. But other than that, I think learning from that, the next time it will be better. And you're doing a video this week all by yourself.
I am. I'll be talking about my camera, the 6D Mark II.
How's that going?
Going okay. I'm trying to decide if this is something that I personally would recommend for people.
Yeah.
Just considering it's a 2-year-old camera now, looking at the different options.
Right.
So I don't want to give it away, but so just tune in on Friday.
Friday at 5. So every Wednesday at 5, this podcast goes live.
Yes.
Every Friday at 5, our YouTube video goes live.
Yeah.
So tune into both.
Tune into both.
Yeah.
On the podcast, you'll hear me give Mark crap about not watching the Florida Project.
I will watch it next week.
And then Fridays, we give you value. At least we try to.
We try to. So that's the whole thing, right? Make sure that you let us know if we're missing the mark. I think if you're watching...
we're big on feedback, so...
Yeah.
But just...
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. Just be cool.
Be cool. But we'll work on it.
Be like, hey, maybe your audio levels were just a tad bit too high. Or like, hey, David, you actually got this information wrong. This is how it's actually done. Blah, blah, blah.
Or Mark, shut up and let David talk for a minute. We'll work on it.
We'll figure it out.
Yep. I'm looking forward to your video though. I want to see how you put that together.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Friday at 5.
Friday at 5. All right.
We good? I'm hungry.
I'm hungry. It's hot up here.
Yeah.
I have water downstairs.
Let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here.
All right. We'll see you next week.
Later, fam.
What did you? You gave yourself some.
What?
Get some skin.